This is Matthew March, the 18-year-old conductor of a student-run orchestra, and today he is joined by the Vinson Hall Retirement Community's choral group for the intergenerational festival bringing generations together through music.
It can still stick with you. Music never really fades. There's a lot of, there's these elder people that are out there dancing away, singing their hearts out, and playing the piano and all these instruments, and they play just as good as any, teenager would. Just shows that music is just something that you start when you're young or even when you're old, and it just sticks with you.
Music is the major force in my life.
Today, Edward Anderson and Ida Mary Detweiler Boyd are two friends performing a piece with the youth orchestra that takes them back to their youth and their days living in the Hawaiian Islands.
The music is sort of languishes on your ear, and it's such a gentle, charming music, and before you know it, you fall in love with it.
Today, the Student Symphonic Orchestra is teaming up with Vinson Hall's choral group and Rock to Bach to put on an event open to the community of McClean. Vinson Hall is a community made up of retired service members, many who served in World War II. Once 16 million strong, U.S. veterans of World War II are now predicted by some to be gone by 2020. With it, a generation that has defined an important part of history. Edward Anderson served in the Navy for 20 years, including the Pacific and the Battle of Midway, where he survived the sinking of his battleship, the USS Hammond.
We were alongside the Yorktown trying to save her, and a Japanese sub got in position and fired torpedoes, and two of them struck my ship. They said it sank in 1 minute and 36 seconds. But I walked out of the plotting room and the water was right at the gunnels. So I almost stepped off into the water to swim.
Edward would have to swim through an ocean of oil that had ignited into a sea of fire. He was luckier than many of his fellow sailors.
I swam for a time, and I was picked up by a boat from the Benham, which took all of us that hadn't seriously injured and not killed, took us down to Pearl Harbor.
Edward would step off in Pearl Harbor and lived in Hawaii for 32 years, where he developed his love of Hawaiian music. He retired as a chief warrant officer from the Navy and went into business on the islands. The generation today has their own technology and their own challenges, a world apart from Edward. But like Edward, Matthew finds his passion in the expression of music.
There is no age limit to music. You can listen to all different genres and can still pull something from it. And what made it even better was the fact we could put together people from the retirement community and the youth orchestra together to make one great piece.
Edward and Ida Mary will continue to work on their Hawaiian duets for as long as they can. Even as the world changes around them, they still have their music.